channel. I have missed you. I hope you guys loved the last video with Terry. Go check it out up here. Pardon my voice a little bit. We have started our 8U ball baseball team, and I'm coaching, and we've had a game last Friday. Had a pretty long day, so bear with my voice. But I wanted to show you guys, Will showed up at the perfect time. We were doing a little bit of a meeting here, figuring some things out on this job site, and you guys have been carrying along. So JB Townhomes, we've got our storm drain ran up to a point. We're waiting on the civil engineer to address a few things here. We've started our dirt work for our private drive. Come here, I'll show you that. So we got a retaining wall, temporary wall, guarding this house. It runs all the way down, right through here, just about where that brown dirt is in line with Dalton down there. You can see we're starting to bring our fill in, our select fill, red dirt compacted, approved material, to essentially start building this up for the garages around backside. This is rear entrance into the building, right? Essentially, we're building them a drive to get four different vehicles, tenants. Essentially, there's 4 tenants going in this quadplex, in and out of here safely, enough room that they can go around each other, etc., etc. So we got this temporary wall. I will just tell you right now, Sycon Excavation and Utilities does not do retaining walls. You are not seeing us do a retaining wall. But here's this retaining wall we've got going on, and we've got a bigger wall that we've got to, as grade comes up right through here, this wall is going to be a good sized wall that protects and actually lifts grade just a little bit. Everything's gonna fall to this corner right here. We've got 42-inch pipe running right down the middle of this dude, and need to get this established up enough so we can go ahead and get that wall in and get to digging on that 42. You guys can see bringing up this red dirt. The garages are still pretty far in the air here. I mean, we've still got quite a bit of fill to bring this up, but as you guys see going down, fill's gonna gradually come up against that retaining wall, etc. Everything's going to drain to that one point. You're gonna watch that box get formed, and then we're gonna send storm drain. It's gonna fall and all the way back down the road, hit our junction box out there on the road, like you've heard me say before, and run down our storm drain run. This job is coming along. Look at how many pallets of freaking retaining wall block we got. There's like 78 pallets here. We don't do retaining walls. All right, guys. This box right here, I know it looks probably not the most glitzy and glamorous thing to look at, but we've got our storm drain running up the hill. We've got a dead end right here. As you guys can see, right where it's going to be running, right here where my feet is, we got power poles in the way. Existing power poles that need to come out. We're bringing in underground electric. It's been kind of a nightmare mitigating this engineer city game. We've been waiting on these poles to move for about 3 to 4 weeks. This box is ready to pour. The box on the very bottom is ready to pour. We just need some answers and some things before we start setting concrete in place, right? But storm drain runs, looks beautiful. They were pretty deep right there by this tree. We've got another curb inlet box. I'll show you guys so a box will make sense a little bit, and then we're rocking on down. So you guys can see there's 2 pipes. This is what I'm calling a box. You can see that we're formed up. We've got our rings. Everything looks great. So water flow is going to be coming from our project down to here. And here's just a nice access point that if we need to clean out any drainage, etc. But it's also going to lip up to the new asphalt and be a curb inlet box. You guys know when you see those little holes in the curb, the water's running in it, this is exactly what it does. It's taking that sheet and drain water, coming off, hitting that curb inlet at a low point in the road, going down here so that water's not sitting on top of the road, and it's gonna drain out to our outfall structure. So right behind Will, show him Will, sorry. He just asked me where to stand. This 18-inch run, 24-inch run is gonna come into another box like I just showed you guys. It's gonna be here. This 30-inch right here it's gonna capture this 30-inch, this 24-inch. Everything's gonna hit this box, and then basically we're gonna use this as an outfall structure. There's gonna be, I wanna say 50, 60 foot of pipe, and then it's gonna have a flared end on it, basically a pipe with flared ends off of it with a concrete floor. It's gonna hit, and we're gonna bring that rock, that riprap up, put some slurry in it, and all that water will be very nicely down, drain out, and run across the highway. And it's off our job.
excited? Are you excited?
Nervous, my guy. This is...
You got this, bro. This is easy. You're talking with her. That's it.
All right, commercial break. Yes, sir. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
All right, we got you, sir. We're about 2 minutes out from the end of our break, and you'll be talking with Nicole.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
America is facing a blue-collar crisis with millions of trade jobs at risk of being left vacant in the coming years. But the so-called tool belt generation could fix that. In recent years, Gen Z students enrolled in more trade schools, leaving a dent in college enrollment. Not only is trade school affordable, but many times students are being employed faster and earning a higher salary compared to those with a bachelor's degree. Joining us now is Cy Kirby, President and Operations Manager of SciCon Excavation and Utilities. He's also the host of the Blue Collar Business Podcast. Cy, thank you so much for giving us some of your time. First of all, what do you think? I mean, do you think traditional four-year college degrees are becoming unnecessary? Because younger Americans are really discovering they can have lucrative careers without them.
Nicole, thank you so much for having me. But yes, ma'am, absolutely. I want to reference my schooling. It was very much pushed towards college. What are we doing after? What are we doing after? And there really wasn't much talk of vocational school or trades, but honestly, going all the way back, I think it also stems from watching your dad come across that threshold after working all day, sweating, coming back in dirty clothes, needing to hit that washing machine in a shower before he even gets a hug from his kiddos. So, but they also shared that pride, and they were proud of dad for, hey, it didn't matter what he did, no matter if he was a janitor or he was a banker. But yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so for you, what was it that made you decide to get into a trade?
I think I saw the longevity. The longevity of water and sewer is mainly our background here, providing safe drinking water and moving that wastewater away in distribution systems. But I had the opportunity of jumping in a municipality game when I was 18, right out of high school, and it kind of picked me. It's not something that necessarily you pick, but that's exactly why we're behind the podcast and the YouTube channel, is to get the glitz and glamour of what we do every day, to show them behind the scenes of the team and the camaraderie you can have and the skills you can learn.
Yeah, I mean, and these are jobs that are really necessary. And, there's so much pride in working with your hands, in doing stuff that people legitimately need. Cy, have you seen interest change in these types of jobs in, say, like the past 5 to 10 years?
Yes, ma'am, absolutely. And especially, I'm going to agree with you guys. In the last 2 years, the application status, and me being a 32-year-old immigrant business owner with my wife, the average age here in SciCon is right just about that 30 years old mark, which is kind of crazy for a trade, essentially. The applications that were coming in over the last 3 to 5 years, obviously economy has shifted since then. They were much older. They were much more experienced and had that education within our trade. But honestly, the younger generation is absolutely that 18 to 23 year mark. Not only are they applying, but they're trainable. It's our job as entrepreneurs in the trades to figure out and adapt to the training method as these younger, not as knowledged in our world. It's our job, and we've got to change our training programs to ensure that we retain those folks.
Absolutely. Sam, my last question for you, I kind of want to focus on something that Chris Cuomo was saying. There has been a stigma, and many times, even though these jobs, there's no shame in them, these are important, these are certainly industries that we need. Do you think society's view overall is changing when it comes to these, traditionally blue-collar jobs, which, again, we really rely on, we need them?
Yes, ma'am. It's the backbone of this country, in my personal opinion. The guys that get up, put their pants on, go to work, put their boots on and go to work and work all day long. But yes, ma'am, I would agree with Chris. There is a stigma about us, like were dirty, or thank God for Mike Rowe, speaking
Yeah.
about dirty jobs and shedding light onto this subject. But yes, just like we're doing, I'm trying to shed light from what it could be a stigmatized, looked down upon job, and trying to show the world, hey, we need these men. And if these men don't get up and go to work, our
Right.
country stops.
Yeah. We need the men and women. And we just saw there's lots of
Yes.
money to be made. So, Cy Kirby, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much for having me, guys.
Well, you can watch tonight, Trading Up.
Hey, thanks, guys. If you need me ever again, just holler. Thank you guys so much.